Alright, welcome to my channel. For those of y'all that are new, I am going to be reacting to a video that involves the two gentlemen in the thumbnail. One of the gentlemen, his YouTube channel is called Heavy Duty Country. Some of y'all may have heard of it. And then the other guy, of course, is Ian Carroll, who's a very well-known influencer in this space. And between the two of these gentlemen combined, they have at least 2-3 million followers on Instagram, YouTube, X, etc. With Ian Carroll being the bigger of the two. Now, according to what I could find, Ian Carroll, he was actually quite fond of Nick Fuentes not too long ago, earlier in this year. But Nick Fuentes basically called Ian Carroll retarded when it came to Ian Carroll questioning the official narrative of what happened to Charlie Kirk. And Nick Fuentes has basically stated that he believes that Tyler Robinson's the killer. Doors shut, can't be any other possibilities. And Heavy Duty Country and Ian Carroll are just going to break down why it is virtually impossible that Tyler Robinson acted alone or he was not the actual killer. If you know anything about hunting or ballistics, in which Nick Fuentes obviously does not, that round that hit Charlie Kirk or whatever killed Charlie Kirk was not a round. It was not a 30-06 round. A 30-06 round is a very big round compared to the injury that Charlie Kirk's body sustained that took his life. He got hit in the neck somewhere around here, and that round is too powerful to just get stuck in his body. It should have went all the way through if it was a 30-06 round from that amount of distance that they say he was shot at. You're talking about a round that travels between 2,500 and 3,000 feet per second, depending on what size grain it is. And I'm from Georgia. If you watch any of my other videos, I've hunted before. I don't hunt all the time, but the exit wound on a deer, if you do what's called a double lung shot, where you hit it, in its side, right by its, shoulder, and it goes through the lungs, and where the hole comes, the bullet comes out, it's quite bigger than the entry wound. So that official narrative is just not true. So without further ado, I'm going to play Heavy Duty Country's video. I'm going to be reacting to it. If you don't know his channel, I'll leave a link to his content in the description box.
Folks, this is probably a little bit overdue, but been kind of racking my mind and trying to come up with the best possible scenario for Nick Fuentes here. So folks, over the past year, 2 years, Nick Fuentes has been pretty much in the spotlight. And most of it comes from him being the guy who says everything that's on people's minds times 50. Now, I personally think that some of the stuff he says is right on point, and then other stuff that he says is just immature, stupid bullshit. Made for shock value, made for Instagram clips, made for just getting more people to go watch his show, which, dude, understandable. The problem with it, and what we've seen, if you have a brain, is that he has one way that he talks on his show. Stuff like this.
You corny ass bitch. Franco Friday? Dude, it's fucking Hitler Friday. Jack Posobiec. Hey guys, it's Franco Friday. Buddy, it's Führer Friday. It is Hitler Friday. Shut up. It is Heil Hitler Friday, nigga.
So that's Nick Fuentes, and people love him for it.
And let me just interject real quick here. He's 100% correct when he said that Nick Fuentes says a lot of stuff that's just retarded, doesn't make any sense. Nick Fuentes, in my opinion, is more unserious than he is serious. I understand you have to keep your audience entertained because he does a live show that lasts for hours. Most of it, he's just playing music and other clips. He's not actually talking the whole time. I have looked at some of his Rumble clips, and most of his show is a lot of infill. It's not actual real content. So he's exactly correct that a lot of stuff Nick Fuentes says, you got to just take it with a grain of salt. Sometimes he's joking. Sometimes he's BSing. Sometimes he's just, I guess, trying to keep the audience entertained and saying things for shock value to, be more and more controversial. And when he does go in front of legitimate influencers with big platforms to do these interviews, his tune has changed up quite a bit from the way he conducts himself on his show on Rumble. It's a totally different person, and Heavy Duty Country is 100% correct in his analysis.
But then he goes on a show, I don't know, like